So, another thing that we've been getting a lot of questions on has been with regard to sports. And so, I know the commissioner's been asked about sports. You may recall when we put the DHM in place for May that we have schools operating without students till May 31st, and that we cancel all extracurricular activities through May. Now, we have put out guidance that if you are a private coach that sells memberships or something like that and you want to coach people specifically, you can. Some people have taken that, oh, I can put together my team and do a practice or something. No, that's not true. There are no team organized practices or games in the month of May. So we've covered that a couple of times, but I want to make sure everybody's clear. There's none. However, we are putting out guidance now with regard to specifically baseball and softball for the month of June. Some guidance on how practice and games can begin. So starting June 1st, we will allow team organized practices with lots of restrictions on social distancing to begin, and games to begin June 18th. So, and this will just be again for baseball and softball, no other sports. Now again, if you're a tennis player, you can go out and play tennis, that's fine. Tennis doubles is fine too, right? Those were things that were never specifically closed. But when we're talking about those team organized sports, we're starting with baseball and softball. June 1st, practices will be allowed. June 18th, games will be allowed. Lots of restrictions on how this is going to work. So go see our guidance document on this. Guidance document's been handed out here to the local press. But again, it's the same sort of thing you can imagine, right? That players need to use their own bats, gloves, helmets to the extent possible. That for practice, when parents show up, they can drop the players off, but then they got to get back in the car. Players need to be spread out, and coaches got to work on this during practice, make sure they're doing that 6-foot distancing. Players need to bring their own drinks, their own snacks. During games, you have to spread out. Again, bleachers will not be used for fans, they'll be used for the players. Fans will be limited during games to only household members, and they have to bring their own chairs or stand during the games, and again, be 6-foot distance from everybody else. So again, lots of guidelines with regard to how to do that social distancing. And we really want to, again, step into this slowly so that we can see how this works. Some other questions may be, why are you picking baseball and softball? Well, those are sports that are generally more socially distanced anyway. And we want to take this a step at a time to see how we can roll this out and make it work. And along those lines, then, I've invited Commissioner Bloomstead to come back as well to talk about, he made the announcement last week with regard to Launch Nebraska, which is the resource, basically the how to start planning on opening up schools and, kind of that step-by-step process to be able to do that. And so I'm going to have the Commissioner come in and talk a little bit more about Launch Nebraska and then just summer school and things like that. So Commissioner, why don't you please come up and talk to us a little about that.